Hey guys, Rampito Big. Got a little unboxing to do. It's up to $2 or $3 this week. As you can see, I've already started on my pedal harness. I've already started depinning it. I'm all the, I'm gonna do it the other one. There it is. Already depinned it and pulled it out of the other part of the GM harness that went under the dash of the 2009 Yukon I snatched it out of. So this is garbage. Anyways, these are the 6 wires I need. The 6 wires I have labeled on my harness is going to go to these. Now, what I do have is not that garbage. There we go. Okay, what I have, it's an 8 plug, but it doesn't matter. This is actually cheap, just for testing purposes, just for crank up. I'll make the actual harness for it. It's an 8 plug, so I get the connectors and everything in it. That way I can connect it to the bottom of here. Because these have the GM connectors on it. Not going to work with this cheap Amazon, eBay. I'm not sure where I got it from, but I've had it for a year now. So this is one of the first things I bought, along with a bunch of other stuff, because I watched too much YouTube. So I'll be cutting these off, connected on one side of these. I'm gonna put the other side on the actual harness. It's on the floor over there. I got to put it back on the engine. Now that I got the intake and stuff on there, temporary. That way I can plug it and unplug it. But this will actually, I'm gonna get a Deutsch connector when I actually put it in the car. That way, once it goes from the computer and through the firewall inside, I want to be able to unplug it. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna get a Deutsch connector, not this, that thing. That's cheap. But I did get a Corvette pedal. Corvette pedal. Cost me a couple pennies. But, alright. Go ahead and put this up for now, because I'm not doing this tonight. This is to show you guys. So, I'm going to lay it over here with the El Harnesso. Alright. Next thing I got. I actually ordered the actual O2 sensor, because some of them are case grounded and some of them are not. So since I pulled this harness off a 2009 Yukon 5.3 6L80 2-wheel drive flex fuel, I actually ordered the O2 sensors that fit that. Since I'm using that harness, even though I dependent and everything, I have to use the proper O2 sensors for that. Yes, these are from the Jungle website. So yeah, starter purposes only. Then I got the old L oil pressure sensor, which I'll probably just use the one that's in there, because I didn't think about the one being in the valley cover already. But got a brand new one, and it comes with a brand new gas key screen. So some of these are, I buy cheap stuff just for fire up. Once it goes in the car, I'm going to the factory and buying factory sensors. I had a 91 Thunderbird LX Sport 5-liter black on black. I tried buying aftermarket idler control valves or solenoids. Man, I kept having nothing but problems. It wouldn't run right, this and that. And I had an old time mechanic tell me, go to the dealer and spend $100 on a freaking IX sensor. Solenoid, sorry. IX solenoid. I'm like, man, $100. This is back in 99 or 2000, so $100 was a lot. Now $100 is like, you know, nothing. I was like, man, $100 for a freaking solenoid, this is crazy. I went and bought it, put it in there, popped off. Remember, the OBD1 read a little bit different than the OBD2 does. OBD2 is universal. The OBD1 was not. It was vehicle specific. Sometimes it would throw a code, sometimes it wasn't. So, and then I got thanks to 87 Cuddy, 87 SS Boy, BOI, 87 SS BOI. This is the actual part that actually goes where the starter goes. It bolts in, and these teeth right here actually lock your flywheel. That way you can actually put your harmonic balancer on, torque the bolt 250 pounds, plus your flex plate or flywheel if you're running manual. You can actually torque the bolts and everything down. It'll hold the flex plate or the flywheel in place. So thank you, 87. I appreciate that. So shout out to 87 SS Boy. There we go. That's enough of that. All right, next part. I actually ordered the intake gaskets for that intake, which is actually an LY6 intake, which is Gen 4 truck intake. It's the same thing as the LS3 or anything else. I wanted to make sure I had the right gasket. So I'm gonna fit these on there and make sure they actually line up. If not, I'm gonna have a fun time trying to make sure they line up. If there's a big old discrepancy, I don't want the air coming through and hitting a brick wall, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna have a little fun with that. Now, I got from the old Evil Deadbeat an Actuel steel kit. Got the line. Got the older regulator filter, which I will be using for startup only. Once it goes in the car, I'm gonna get a Holley fuel pressure regulator. You know, it might be Holley, it might not. I might find a different one, but because sometimes you're paying just for the name. So I might find an actual fuel pressure regulator that I can put a gauge on and find out what I'm running. But for now, the C5 Corvette one will work just for startup. That was good enough. Long term, hell no. Ain't happening. And of course it comes with all the stuff on the floor. Comes with it. All these different fittings to hook everything up. So that was $136 for that kit. Considering I'm gonna hack some of this line up to go from a 5-gallon bucket of gas with fuel pump up to that regulator, return back and up into the intake just for startup. So some of this is going to get sacrificed. I have to order more fuel lines, but it's strictly for startup for your pleasure. It's ribbed for your pleasure. So some of this is going to get sacrificed strictly for startup. And of course, I got a kit here. I got to start marking stuff, or a list I got to start marking stuff off. So give me a sec. All right. Next one be a factory coolant temp sensor. I trust the factory. Which I still have to figure out where the ports I'm going to run which I already know where I'm going to run the Ford oil sending unit for the Ford gauge and the Crown Vic. That way my gauge will work correctly. I got to find out where I'm going to run the coolant for the Ford so my temp gauge inside the car works. I don't want to run an aftermarket dash if I'm building sleeper-ish. I want my factory gauges working. Dakota Digital actually has a box that converts whatever signal you have over to the signal you need. So it'll convert from the GM to the Ford, and my factory speedometer will work. It's only $115. I made a couple of videos about it. I put the part number out there. I mean, you can look it up, whatever. I'm not going through all that again because redundancy gets annoying. So, anyways, then I got me some. The injectors in this intake are 32 or 36 pound injectors for the LY6 6 liter, while the stock LS3 uses 42 pound injectors. Well, since I'm running the Brian Tooley Red Hot cam, which actually when I ordered it, the Red Hot cam and the Stage 2 V2 cam were exactly the same. I think it was Terry from Brian Tooley Racing told me they actually came off the same line. One, they put a Red Hot Chili Pepper on it. The other one they didn't. They put Stage 2 V2. Well, 10 months later, it's different now. So the Stage 2 V2 cam actually has like more duration, less lift, or less lift, more duration. I don't know. I didn't study it that much, but so now it's not the same. So I tell everybody I'm running the Red Hot cam. That way they know exactly what I'm running. What is it? 619 intake, 617 exhaust, blah, 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 blah. You can look it up and see what it is. But since I'm running a larger cam, I don't want to tax 42 pound injectors. So I got the 50 pound Flex Fuel truck injectors. Still fit this intake. It's still the EV6. They're 50 pound truck injectors, so that way the duty cycle won't be overtaxed, I'm hoping. So I don't want my injectors running at 90% and they wear out too fast. So I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do, the next thing I got was the Gold Blade LS3 throttle body, 90 millimeter. I was worried about the truck intake because it came with an 87 millimeter. I didn't know if I was going to have to actually port the intake to fit this, but it doesn't. I looked at it. It's exactly good. I have no problem with it. I ain't got to grind or cut or route it or, route it a little bit. Maybe, route it. 6-pack. So, no, I'm just playing. But yeah, this fits under no problem. This freaking thing was not cheap. And you wonder why that, and of course all that stuff, and that was $1,000. Because when you're getting what you want, it's not cheap. It never is. It never is. All right, let me snatch this out the way. The next thing I got was a cheap 4. I wanted a 4-port. And I have it completely backwards. I just wonder why it don't fit. I had to keep playing with it, trying to figure out what's going on with it, but the engine was facing that direction. So this is on the wrong end. So this needs to go that direction. So I got to change this up. And when you buy some of the stuff that's Chinesium, it don't come with instructions. Some assembly required, you got to figure it out on your own. You want to save money? You got to figure it out on your own. So I got to change it around again. I got one side short, one side's long, one side's long, one side's short. So I got to change it all back up because the engine was facing that way. Usually the engine's facing this way, but pull it off the engine stand and put it back on the engine stand. And yeah, when you come here, you're tired. You put 14 hours in, you're beat up, you're tired, you're cold because that little piece of shit right there doesn't do much. But I did order a good heater. It's coming in Tuesday. Even though this is Saturday. But anyways, I did order the 4-port. So I get to spin it around again, like so, and switch everything back up because I'm a dumbass. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. But anyway, still, this is backwards. This one needs to go over here now. This one gets to go over here now. I still have to get the gaskets to mount the gaskets mount here to here. That didn't come with it, and I guess that's what happens when you try to save money for startup. Some of the stuff I'm using for startup is cheap. I know it is. It's gonna be cheap, quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm using it for startup just because I want to get it done. I want to hear this thing fire up. I want to hear it run. So I'm pretty sure some of this stuff, when I go to put it in the engine, when I go to put it in the car, when I go to put it in the car, is not going to be the same. Okay. I'm going to have to play with it because these go in a certain place. But I know when I put the intake on here, it does not clear this or this. So what I'm going to have to do, since this originally came with a 2-port, and I'm putting a 4-port. Hope you guys can just, hold on a second. Oh, that hurts. What I'm going to have to do is this plastic that's right here, I'm going to have to trim it a little bit here and here because it doesn't fit. So what I'm going to do is drop it right here for now. All right, there we go. Let's just roll this crap out the way for now because I am not doing that tonight. I still got to change the injectors on here and this and that, and got to put that on there. So let me put this back up. I'm not dealing with this tonight. And we just throw this stuff on the floor. Anywhere on the floor is fine. All right, get this out of the way. You know, if I unlock the wheels, it'd probably roll easier. This is I lock the wheels, torquing stuff down, and I keep forgetting. Then when you push it around, the wheels are just sliding across the floor. When you're tired, you do dumb shit. I'm telling you. But anyways, what we're gonna do is open those boxes. So a couple more boxes. Couple more boxes. Hey guys, go check out Never Done Projects. We are all trying to go to No Name Nationals, September 18th, 19th, and 20th. It's for automotive YouTube creators. We're all trying to get out there. At the same point, go check out 84_Cuddy and LS Chevy Grinder. Man, there's so many of us. I need to write a list. I can't remember everybody. I really can't. There's just too many of us. Chevy Addicts. Go check Chevy Addicts out. He's one that did my license plate. He's a good guy. Go check him out. Go check out Tulu, T-U-L-U, all capital, TV. Go check him out. I need to write a list. There's just so many of us I can't. Actually, there's a bunch of us just around here. LS Chevy Grinder, 84_Cuddy, Venom B8. He's around here also. He's mostly on TikTok and I think Instagram, but he's starting to do a little bit of YouTube. Go check out Venom B8. You know, me and him went to a few of the Cars and Coffees. He's cool. He's got a black Crown Vic that he's put a scoop on and ground effects and wheels, and he slides the hell out of that damn thing. Right now he's got to buy some rear tires if you go check his channel out. So you don't burn them off. He slides the hell out of that thing. He's got straight pipes on it. It sounds good. It really does. So go check them guys out. All right. Let's see. What's in this box? We got some Portas. And we got some MLS gaskets. Factory type, but they're still MLS gaskets. The exhaust manifolds. The ones that come with headers and stuff, they're corrugated. I don't like them. They don't. Well, they probably work better until I just do this on the floor. I don't like them corrugated ones that come with the manifolds and stuff. They don't never seal right. Because, you know, metal expands, it moves, especially when you got aluminum and stainless and all that stuff together. It don't never move right. I like the multi-layer steel, like the head gaskets and everything, because as metal moves and shifts and that stuff moves with it. So I'm gonna start putting this stuff on the floor. Running out of room. All right, a couple more boxes. It's amazing I spent that much money and I don't have that much stuff to show for it. Okay, now I'm going to tell you I'm not happy. I bought these from the Forest channel, the Rainforest channel. I opened them. They're not right. I believe they're counterfeit. So I'm going to end up making a separate channel about this. I'm going Monday since I don't have time because I'm working too much this weekend. I'm going to go get some of these from Rowley's or Advance, and I'm going to compare them. So I believe these are counterfeit. If they are, I'm contacting them. These are not cheap plugs. If what they're selling them for, I mean, I paid $63 for 8. That's like $7, and I think it was 87 cents a piece or something. These things are $16 a piece. Now, when I looked at them, and I looked at the tip, and the tip was super short. The tip's supposed to be a lot longer than that. These are fine wire lazy iridium. And they came in this black plastic, so I already know they're Chinesium. So I'm already suspecting they're counterfeit. So I'm gonna check into that. I'm gonna make a separate video with that. I'm not naming no names, but I will be contacting them and telling them if that's true, you're selling counterfeit shit. Which there's been so many videos about the counterfeit and all this and that. The plugs I got in my Kia right now are from there. I got it from the Forest channel. But that thing's already missing and everything, and it hasn't even been 20,000 miles. The ones that came in it, I changed them when they were about close to 7 or 70,000 miles. They're supposed to run to 105 or 110,000 miles on a set of plugs. I changed them at 66,000 miles. By 90,000 miles, I was changing them again. You shouldn't have changed them that quick. It was already missing and everything. And I just started to see the videos about the counterfeits and this and that. If you're supposed to run a certain type of plug, especially in that high energy direct injection vehicles, if you ain't running the proper spark, it'll blow the flame out and it's not going to run right. That thing is missing and running like shit. I cranked it up at work tonight and it's only been like 25,000 miles since I changed them again. Man, that thing went to spitting and sputtering and running like crap and this and that. I shut it off, counted to 10, cranked it back up, and it finally cleared out a little bit so I could get home. Stop buying spark plugs and stuff off of the Forester channel website, the Forester website. They're counterfeit, they're garbage. You're saving a lot of money because they're not right. Stop buying them there. Spend the proper money and go get the right ones. I didn't know at the time that a lot of the counterfeits and stuff were going on. Now I do. Now I've went from them and spent $39.99 for 8 GG508s for my 2003 Crown Vic. Put them on there and ran it for 3 years. I know it's made in China. That's where they came from, and it lasted 3 years. I changed them, spent another 40 bucks. Okay, I got 80 bucks in it. My cousin spent $300 something for his from Excel. He changed them again, so now he's at $600 fucking dollars, and I'm at 80. Well, when I sold the engine, I was at 80 bucks. So they did great. I mean, I'm not trying to save every single second, you know, drag racing and everything. It was just, you know, 100 something thousand mile Crown Vic. But I was still out there beating the brakes off of it. But watch what you're doing. The spark plugs from that place, most of them are counterfeit. You got to pay attention, because I know the Motorcraft, if you actually watch Ford Moki Loco, it's an older video, he'll actually show the Motorcraft ones from there are counterfeit. He'll show you the difference in the old packaging and the new packaging. They were counterfeiting the old packaging because it was easier. But they were doing the new stuff on the plugs that they wasn't doing with the old packaging, so he's showing how they're counterfeit. You pay less money and you get bent. A lot of these newer cars, that Kia, it says something like high energy flash, damn, what was it? Flash something, high burn, high flash, something like that. It's direct injection, so it has to burn super hot. Well, with that counterfeit plug, it's not burning super hot, it's blowing the flame out, so it's not burning right. If I stab it, I'm blowing out black smoke out the back, which is fuel. So I'm gonna go Monday, I'm gonna go buy the proper plugs and put them in. I'm gonna get plugs like these from O'Reilly's or Advance or whatever and check them. If they're counterfeit, I'm making a phone call. Because the problem is, when you're dumping fuel, because it's not burning correctly, guess what happens? You smoke your catalytic converter because you're dumping too much fuel in your cat. The cat on that damn Kia is a couple $1,000s. Who's got thousands of dollars to dump on cats because they try to save a couple bucks ordering it from them? But they got all that counterfeit crap out there. They will destroy your car. Go to the parts store to get your spark plugs. I know they're 15, 16 bucks a piece. You're trying to save a few dollars and you're gonna cost yourself thousands of dollars. Don't do it. That's what's happening to me now. All right, anyways. Next thing. Love these guys. Love these guys. I've bought a lot of stuff in them for this. They're not paying for anything. There's no kind of anything. I got lots of stickers. Lots of stickers. I've had no problem with them guys. When I call them, or if I email them with everything's taken care of quick. So, not call them, but email them or contact them, through email or whatever. It's quick. So, I've heard of other people having issues. Nothing's perfect, man. People have problems everywhere and this and that. But, not a sponsor. Not paying for anything. I'm paying for everything. But so far, everything I've ordered through them guys have been, snappy on the spot and everything, and I ain't had no problem so far. So, all right, next thing. I have 7 of 8 coils. Should I figure out how to open this? All right. I bought a set from a guy from LY6, which is a 6-liter Gen 4. I'm building a Gen 4 engine. So I got the brackets, got the coil packs and all that stuff. But I was missing one coil pack, so I bought one through, again, to the forestry website. So I got one. It's fine. Like I said, I never had no problem with all the ones that are in on my Crown Vics or anything like that. So I ordered one. That way I can fire it up here in a week or two. I still need to set my computer out and have the bats turned off and the rear 2 sensors and emission and stuff like that I'm not going to use. So I still got to do that. So probably get a hold of LS Chevy Grinder and have them do that for me. Just go ahead and turn it off, do all that stuff, and see how much they'll charge me to do it. Because people make money. All right. The next thing. Hold on a sec. My hands are cold. I got to put them in front of the heater. Man, a little buddy heater. It on low it's like 4,000 BTU. On high it's either 8 or 9,000 BTU. Well, in the shed, it's got the ridge vent and everything for the heat to go out. Plus it's got the E vents and everything. It's a shed, so it's meant to rotate the air in here to help keep the heat and moisture and stuff out. So, but the problem is with that little heater, once it gets into the 30s, it starts losing. It's not big enough, it's not strong enough to keep it hot in here. Now high 30s, 40s, it'll stay warm in here. Right now, I think it's like 35, and my hands are hurting. Now I did order a, it's a 15,000 BTU head propane that it mounts to the top of like a grill. What is it, 30-pound cylinder or whatever? But it mounts to the top of it, and it's 15,000 BTU. You screw it on, kick it on. Now that'd be twice as strong as that, and that does good to about high 30s. So right now this year, for some reason, it keeps getting down in the 20s and in the teens. It hasn't done that in years. So that's supposed to be here Tuesday. It's funny, when I went to order it, it says 2-day delivery, so I ordered it instead of going over to Lowe's and picking it up. Now all of a sudden it's going to be Tuesday before it comes. This is Saturday. I ordered it Thursday. Now all of a sudden it's Tuesday. Of course, you know how that goes. Anyways, all right. Now for the fuel oil pump, or the Kenzo, which is cheapy. I didn't buy a Walboro or anything like that because it's just for startup. So I spent like 40 bucks on it. I mean the pump's heavy. The pump's got some good weight to it. I mean, it's a Kenzo. Yeah, it's Kenzo. So just for startup and everything, it should be okay. It should do just good enough. I mean, I ain't gotta do that much just for startup. I mean, if it works well, I'll go ahead and mount it to my, this is supposed to mount directly to my sending unit for the Crown Vic. If it works well, does all that, I mean, it comes with all the attachments and everything to hook it up to it. Comes with the long sock, little square sock, which mine's the long one. It comes with all the connectors and everything and the mount. So, I mean, if it does well, I'll go ahead and put it in the Vic. If it lasts a while, great. If it don't, I pay 40 bucks for it. There's been a few times I paid 40 bucks for stuff that shouldn't have lasted, and it lasted a few years. So why spend the money if you don't have to? Now when you spend the money and it doesn't last long, that's when it sucks. It really does. It's amazing. This is 40 bucks. This is this is that, and this is that. I dropped $1,000 on all this stuff. All right. My 10, was it 10.5 millimeter or 10 millimeter? Or 10 millimeter or 10.5 millimeter? Can't remember. But for these Sparky plug wires, got the angle boot where it goes to the header, stray boot where it hooks to the coil. I think they're 10.5 millimeter. I mean, they're freaking huge. These things are big. That's bigger than McDonald's straw, like twice. Like I said, for startup, I don't care. If they do well, then they'll go in the car and I'm out in the Vic. If not, I wasted money. But now the big box over there is what I've been waiting for a while. Which is crazy because as cheap as they are. Alright, let's put this in here. Let's put this back in here. Do this, put this back in here, make some space. I'm going to throw this stuff in here, save some space. I'm going to throw all this stuff in here. Let's go ahead and throw all this stuff in the box, get it out of the way. That way I can show you the big boys. Gotta put my sticker away since I got like 10 of them. Okay, let's throw it on the floor. All right. All right. Any guesses what the big ones are? Drop it in the comments real quick. I'll give you a few seconds. What do you think it is? It wasn't that expensive considering. I got more money in that box than these were. But I had to have this to drop it in. What do you think it is? I'll give you a couple seconds. Comment in the bottom what do you think it is. Yeah, I know it's a kid's game. But tell me what you think it is. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yes, it's not stainless works or anything like that, or I have no idea who the hell made these. Really don't care, as long as they fit. That's right. LS3 swap headers, which for some reason, it's funny they fit more than just the LS3. I mean, just the more than just the S10. This design here, not the one that actually, the ones that wrap over and come around, they're not going to work in the Vic because the AC box is too close. But I've been told by a few individuals that this design that comes over right here and comes down will work in the Crown Vic. Now, there's a couple of them out there that are really cheap that, let me see if I can do this. This one right here, it turns too quick. Come on, quit swaying. Quit swaying, making people sick. This one comes out and it's too close and it bends over here. It turns too quick. You can't get the spark plug in there, you can't get the plug in there. This one drops down a little bit further out and comes down. So that's enough room for the spark plug and the wire. So, and of course, you know, the engine sits back a little bit. Now it needs to come out and drop down because of where the firewall is. So these should work. These should work. And plus the plug for the O2 sensor. But at the same point, if they don't work, man, I'm gonna be out 80 bucks. Who cares? I mean, 80 bucks is 80 bucks. It's not $500, $600, $700, $800 on a set of Holley or something like that. So 80 bucks, $80.99, free shipping. So if they don't work, who cares? But I've had a couple people tell me they do work. They work in the VIX, they pop right in there, they mount up. So $80. Can you believe it? Now, are they super high quality? No. If you actually look at the, which I've seen some of these, they don't even weld them on the outside. Okay, it's tacked. It's tacked in a couple places, and then it's welded up really good on the inside. I mean, it's really welded up good on the inside. Some of the higher end ones, they weld them on the outside. At least these got tacked on the outside. They ran a little bead. And look how thick these damn flanges are. These flanges are thick. I've seen ones that were, the flanges were real thin, they would warp real easy, and they would leak. That's the reason why I bought the MLS gaskets. That way stuff could flex and do this and that. I really wanted to put these on tonight, but I was supposed to drop by tonight and pick up Alley Cat and bring her here, you know, Alley Brat. But when I cranked the car up at work, it was missing and acting a little funny and stuff, and I shut it off and we cranked it back up, and I didn't want it to break down the side of the road and have my granddaughter out there in the cold. So I didn't. I'm not going to do that. I'll be out there in the cold, but I don't want her out there. So I didn't do it. Anywho, right now this is sticking to my hand because it's so damn cold. The little heater's losing the fight. Damn. Fuck. It's cold. Now, what it came with, like I told you, is these bullshit, garbage corrugated 1950s corrugated exhaust gaskets. These are garbage. I ain't using that shit. They're worthless. I'm not using it. I will not put that in there. But it does come with more hardware. That's good. For the flanges and everything. For the L flanges. So, anyways. Oh, let me pick them back up so I don't trip them. But Between the throttle body and all that stuff and everything I bought, everything I just showed you, it's amazing that was $1,000. It really is. It's crazy how expensive stuff's got. Man, it was like $300 a few years ago. 15 or so years ago. You know, inflation. But it's crazy how much that stuff is. That makes no sense. I mean, I'm buying $80 for this, $40 for that, $20 for that, and you know, 100. Well, that throttle body was $200, but it adds up. It really does. Especially doing it the way I did it. I got the block. I went on. I got piece by piece and piece and piece. If you go look at 84_Cuddy, he did his whole swap for $700. He got him a donor. He dropped it out. He put it in there. I have no place for a donor. I ain't supposed to be working on my car here. So I do it on the weekends or at night so they don't know. So I don't have a place for a donor. And for that LS3 that I wanted, man, they want like 10, you know, 10 grand for a freaking dropout. I can't afford that. So I'm, you know, some weeks I might be able to afford $20 for a set of bolts. The next week I might be able to pick up something for $150 or $200. The next week I might be spending $15 on a set of bolts again. But I got what I wanted. And to have a woman back you the way I did, I told my wife, you know what? Let's do a swap in the Vic. I want an LS3 in the Vic. I want this, I want that. She's like, let's do it. If that's what you want, let's do it. To have a woman back you and be there. Babe, this week I just dropped $1,000 on this car. She's like, okay, let's do it. Order this, order that, and get what you need. To have a woman back you for what you need and stand by you in something like this, a project. Instead of bickering and nickering and bitching and moaning and groaning, oh my God, you're spending this, you're spending that. That, I can't tell you how that is. I really can't. That is phenomenal. To have a good woman like that, I hope everybody gets a woman like that. I've been married 25 years coming this August. That woman backs me. She builds me up. She pushes me. Man, I can't tell you how good that is. This is our project. You know, me and my grandkids, my wife. I can't tell you, man. I really can't. I hope everybody gets something like that. I hope everybody has a woman or a man that backs them, pushes them, works with them, instead of nickering and bitching and going and moaning and groaning. Work together, man. That's why we're here. You know, we're here to be together. But anyways, enough of the mushy stuff. All right, I showed you everything I'm gonna do. It's cold. I gotta be up 4:30. So, anyways, deuces.